I would like to thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to introduce this small presentation. And I'm so grateful for the trust that you have installed on me and accepting me as a member inside this research center or research lab. And I would like to also thank you very much for having decided to join us here today to this international conference, and also for devoting your valuable time. So maybe I'm starting by introduce myself. My name is Riadh Bouhouch. I am a computer science engineer, and I'm working for Tunisia Telecom since 3 years ago. And I have started my Tunisian experience with inside the ERC Institute of Research in Computer Sciences and Telecommunications. And maybe this experience has impacted very positively for my relationship with innovation, with research, and with the academic sector. So I would introduce the enterprise and universities. What is the challenges, the gaps, and what is the opportunity that we can offer to make the link between these two entities. And of course, to build this bridge, this missing bridge. So, the first part I wanted to make a small introduction where we talk about the enterprise and the structure of enterprise. What for about the structure of enterprise? Because we know that every students, maybe they have some theoretic knowledge about the enterprise, but they don't have the right professional structure about enterprise. And we will see what is the missing part doesn't work. And after that, we are going to talk about the gap between university and enterprise and what is the causes and reasons, and also what is the results, and how to propose new sectors and new opportunities that can make a new link between these two entities. And we will finish by conclusions and perspective. So, what we know about enterprise and enterprise is activities or projects that provides or that produces services or productions. And what we know about enterprise is it has two types of enterprise. We have the business enterprise and we have the social enterprise. The business enterprise is which run to make benefits for private individual or a group of individuals. And this includes the small business too. And what is the social enterprise? Which functions to provide services for individuals and for a group inside the communities. So here it is the structure of the enterprise. As we know, an enterprise has a common structures, and it contains by three different levels. We have the high level, the mid level, and the low level. And in the management level, we find the human resources, the directors or the organizers, and we find the finance. And without finance, as we know, nothing works. And after that, we find the realizations. There existence, maybe departments or a group of departments, where we find the departments of stocks, the entity of productions, and of course the purchases entity. And finally, we find the support. The support where we find the before selling, the selling, and after selling. And every enterprise doesn't work only if it interfaces with some external departments or some external environment. And we start by the public, where it has a good relationship with the public, where, for example, we can make the prospections, we can make the marketing strategies, we can work on the communication, and a lot of other kinds of relationship. The customer, it is the strategy oriented for of the enterprise oriented for the customers, and it has a lot of kind of relationship. We find the billing, the payment, we find the management, loyalty management. This is the most important thing. And we know the other entity is the bank. We know what is a bank, what is kind of relations between bank and enterprise. The suppliers, where it has the logistics, where it has the payments, where it has the billing, etc. The administrations, and here we mean the government administrations, where every enterprise should make the right statements every month or every year, and they will pay this the government, the taxes. And finally, the collaborators here, where we find the universities. And here we know that it doesn't work well. Why? Because we are going to see in the next slide what is the reasons that doesn't permit this good relationship. And as we know that the collaborators, where it has lab centers, where it has the research labs, etc., and they can supply, they can give, or they can transfer the know-how to the enterprise, and they can make the right training, they can make the right cooperations, and the enterprise can build their strategies with reference for their advices. So here I am going to talk about the enterprise away from the collaborators and away from the corporations of innovation centers or the lab centers. Always the enterprise is the victims. They feel always they are the victims of their suppliers. Suppliers use technology that work for them. Enterprise must adopt, and sometimes we find that the hardware and the software, they are out of date. So also we find the stuff not up to date with the current trends and technologies. And by other conclusions, we don't have any vision and any strategy. So, I give you an example. We give you an example, for example, with third generations, UMTS. We know that the technology is used by operators for the quality reasons, and we know the problems of indoor and outdoor. So, there is a big matter, and a lot of first world companies refuse these technologies, and they migrate to the next version or to the next generations. So, for example, with our example, we have purchased a billing license worth more than 120 million. This is without equipment, only the license. So the equipment and the material cost more than that. So image, and the life cycle of this technology, this generation, is less than 1 year. So we image how much we spend money because we don't have any strategy. Other thing, we lost a lot of customers. Sometimes we sacrifice and we spend money to keep our customer. But if we lost the customer and if we lost money, this is a big issue. So our software, the billing software, we call business solution customer service. Here we have purchased also millions of dollars and more than 20 million. And we will, when we migrate to the fourth generations, it will be obsolete software. And the customer, as we know, in the fourth generation, they will pay a fixed price every month, and there will be no billing based on users. So, the life cycle of these billing systems is less than 1 year or 2. And we spend, as we said, more than 20 millions, exactly 26 millions. So, the situation of university away from the enterprise. The research project is functioning without important dialogue and cooperations with enterprise. And this is a big issue. Research is limited to theory with no practical results. And this is not satisfying the business sector. The research labs does not contain sufficient advanced material to facilitate development research. And we know the budget of research lab, and we know that the research, the budget of research lab is less than, I guess, 100,000 juniors. And I guess with this price we can have a good server. So how to have the good material to make a good, to work with the good projects to support the business sectors. The lab research will not satisfy, of course, as a conclusion, we will say the lab research will not satisfy the business sectors. So, the causes. What is the causes? And this is my opinions, I guess. The majorities of managers don't believe in sciences and innovations, and of course in technologies. And I will give you the right example. The day when we have decided to ask for a sponsor to make these manifestations, we will have only the support of the two ministers. And if it is a nightclubs or the discotheque, they give thousands and thousands. And they have the bill, I can show you. So, I hope one day that we will have the right managers and they will believe in innovations and in research and in technologies. We have a poor cooperation and the collaborations between the enterprise and the university. So, as we know, Allah calls the decline or the degradations of education standards and the corruptions in the whole systems, universities and enterprise. And this is a big matter. So, insufficient budget for innovation and research, and we have talked about that. So, solutions. This is my opinion also. The solutions, I guess the first thing to link research and the needs of enterprise, and this is a reality. We train students to become qualified professionals, teaching entrepreneurship, imposing strike study regime, encouraging collaboration with the top sectors, closing the gap between educations, or not exactly education, but the research labs and innovation labs and the labor market. And of course, permit to facilitate tools to permit the citizens to run their own business. So enabling business to make better use of expertise available at university. I know that we need a lot of time to explain all that, but because I'm going to share my presentation with my colleagues, so for this reason, later you can ask me about every dots that I will explain. So, new sectors and new opportunities. The question of enterprise, we need to trust you, to trust universities. And of course, the question of university, I guess, we need your encouragement. How you guarantee that will encourage us? And of course, encouragement only with money. And of course, not only money, but okay, we can say material or equipment, but the conclusion is the money. We need you to provide us with significant advanced technologies. This is the request of enterprise, and I'm sure we agree with that. So, how to provide that? This is the question. Maybe we can offer new domain, and we can talk a little bit about the new domain that can work to make some relations between these two entities, and to strengthen the relationship between enterprise and of course the universities. So it has a lot of new domains. For example, the LTE Advanced. We will talk a little bit about the services and securities. The ADSL, and fixed phone. What is the future of these technologies? These old technologies. Self-care framework. When we talk about self-care, and when we talk about self-care, it means the customer areas. And the framework, it means how we will guarantee that we will have theoretic and practical results. This is an obligation to realize the framework. And I guess in MIT or a lot of other universities, the frameworks, researchers are more classed as the most 10 subjects, most important 10 subjects. The cloud storage is a way of business intelligence. It's the high level of the business intelligence, and it's a part of cloud computing. So, I'm going to explain here the LTE Advanced, how we look for the service. You know, it will be with these technologies, with the fourth generations, it will be only transmission data, and there is no voice. So, we fix the price for customer, and the benefits will be based in the service. So how to develop the service? As he said, Mr. Minister before, he asked to collaborate and to work to improve the service quality for operators, for all operators of enterprises. So, how to work on that, and how to assure the quality of service. So this is a big domain, and we should prepare. And as you know, it has fifth technologies now, and the fifth generations, or fifth telecommunication architectures, and they work on, and we don't have an idea, and it's the time that we collaborate to have to know what is in the news about these latest technologies. So here, maybe it is something important, something I think it will be very important for our research. You know, when we have this LTE Advanced, we will migrate from the IPv4 to the IPv6. This is an obligation, because all our applications will be accessible via mobiles. And it will be globally accessible. So how to protect our platforms? How to be ready for the next war virus, because the next 10 years we will have virus war. And how to be ready for that? You know, all our applications and platforms will be accessible, and we can have any attack from external. You know, the airline, traffic airlines, the banking, the e-government, and we have other reality that all materials and equipment, they don't belong to Tunisia. And this is the matter, how to protect, and how we work to protect these platforms. Really, I guess it's a critical and it's a very important question, and hope that time research will work on, will achieve or will work in this domain. Other things. So the ADSL, fixed and fixed phone. We know that this is it exists for the last 50 years and using the same wire as a copper. internet mobile flow between 100 megabytes and 1 gigabyte with the mobile and with the fourth generations. So, and the ADSL will not achieve or will not go through this speed. So, here, how to work to improve these sectors and what future waiting for these technologies. I guess I have a mobile where I have a very good speed, and with $10 I can, or $10, I can phone everywhere. So what for to have a DSL or what for to have a fixed phone? This is the question. The self-care framework. This research verified to customers. Research driven service. And this research driven to business. And of course we will guarantee you that we will have some practical results. And this is very important. The cloud storage. We would like to have access anywhere and anytime. And sync capabilities, and also with collaborations with the different users or different applications. And here, with how to guarantee the secure the secure file sharing, and the support of any kind of data. How to protect. This is two questions: how to do that, and how to protect that. Other domain. Mobile phone localizations applications. This is a very good domain and related to the telecommunication operators. Also, the mobile and multiplexes sensors. Biometric authentications and applications. Also, the communication tools for lightweight mobility solutions. Des moyens de communication légère entre les solutions de mobilité et les serveurs des applications. Wireless vs wired, the reliability, security, and scalability. So I guess we have a lot of things to do together. I guess it has a lot of things that needs to improve and to strengthen, and we can work together. I know that maybe the wind of change the wind of revolution will cover the telecommunication operators, and we will have one day some good managers that they will encourage innovations and they will support innovations, and by this way we can guarantee you that we will progress with our country. So I guess now it's the time to manage. Anyway, this is my presentation. I know it has a lot of dots without good explications because we are